Welcome everybody back to Mitch. You can make a fun little intro for this segment. What the is going on with Ray Ayanami? I can do it now.
You can do it.
I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
Boom. You looking for this?
Boom indeed.
Boom.
Pro Noob 13.
Boom.
Pro and boom.
Is it 13? I put 14 in the thing. I thought it was 14.
No, it's 14. Yeah. I'm still recovering from my Friday night, so if I do this a lot, it's because I dumped my shoulder in. So it's like,
Oh, you all right?
Yeah, I'm too old to go out in London. That's all I'll say on that. It's just like, oh, cool. I don't know what I did. I just woke up Saturday like, ow.
It's okay. I pulverized my knee leaving the Childish Gambino concert. So.
Did you just say what I think you just said?
Yeah, I pulverized my knee leaving the Childish Gambino concert.
So you actually said meat?
My knee.
Oh, your knee. I heard me. And I'm like, is he saying meat? Is he saying meat? That's...
No, I did not. I was not jorking the penis because I like Childish Gambino so much. There was like an unfinished chunk of sidewalk coming out of the arena.
Yeah.
And I kind of stumbled and I went straight down knee first right into basically a gravel pit.
Oh.
Yeah. And you'd think like, oh, like I basically scraped my knee. It shouldn't be that bad, but my shit keeps locking up.
Oof.
So if I'm up for too long, it hurts to sit. And if I'm sitting for too long, it hurts to stand.
Classic.
Is tender. It is tender. Much like all of the lies that Gendo Ikari has been spewing for years.
Gendo's not lied once. Especially not in episode 21. The Birth of Nerv. Or Nerv, as Misato likes to call it.
Here's my thing.
Sure.
First of all,
I just noticed your name.
First of all, insults. Insults.
Insults, wow.
You know, people like to make jokes where they're like, you know, women have makeup and push-up bras and men have beards. You know, like that that routine. Gendo Ikari has those fucking glasses. Gendo Ikari has those fucking glasses. That is a rough-looking man. That is a rough-looking individual who looks just as terrifying as he is as a person without those spectacles on.
Shouldn't judge a book by its cover, Jared.
Oh, you know what? I actually read it a good bit before I even noticed the cover.
Nice.
I did my reading, Mitch.
Good.
And
proud of you.
And then I pull out a Bible out from under the table. No.
So let's start from the top. What's your first note on everything?
I just don't. I thought last week I was like, I don't know where to start, and I thought maybe that was just because I was off my game because of the news that had broken and the fact that I was super tired because of work, and I was like, maybe I was just off my game last week. No, we've hit a terminal velocity where like this show is exacting like a heavy toll to watch.
Yeah, there's a reason why I split these up.
Is the next one as bad as this?
There's a reason why the next three are singles. There's also a reason why I'm going to let you in a little peek behind the curtain here. The last three episodes was going to be one of these. I decided I could not do that to a man, and it got split into a single and a two, which it might be worse that way, but
I don't even know what to make of that.
You remember the whole dead man walking comment from last week?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You should flash back to that right now in the edit.
Edit. I'm going to try and redo my little dream flashback effect I tried in my Final Fantasy 14 video. It's just like...
I feel like I'm a dead man walking at this point. No, so I mean, with my notes, I said flashback, baby, was the first thing I said because I was woo
Hope as well.
Yeah, there was some hope there, and then it immediately went away. So couple questions to clarify for Jarod.
I hope you got a dice handy on you, because if you ask questions that I think you're going to ask, you're going to need it.
I don't have my new dice, but we'll keep using the ones.
It's right, Old Faithful. It's fine.
Yeah. It's been long enough. I can say this on air. Motherfucker, I died. Okay? The last time I was rolling these dice, I almost died.
I was going to say, you didn't die. It wasn't almost.
I was making death.
Spoilers, much to my disgust. This man somehow got out of there. I was like, oh, God damn it. Like, someone's got to die. It's got to be you. Come on. Sorry, YouTube, unalive.
Huh?
I said, sorry, YouTube, unalive.
Okay, so I turned on the subtitles just because there comes a point where it's like all the overlapping voices plus
the subtitles for this, I'm pretty certain it's just the Netflix version, are horrendous.
So, but just to make sense of like what was being said, because there comes a point where there's too many overlapping voices.
I say at the start, it's like 5 different people talking,
and like the distortion effect is like the effects of Adam are starting to fuck with it. So, I'm trying to think.
Was it all in sync this week? That's the main thing.
I had to turn off my TV first to avoid it looking like an Ava was raw dogging anything again. Real quick, we need to talk about something before I even touch this.
That's what we're here for.
Sometimes I get like when I get really into trying to figure something out, I am aware of the fact that I become like a human embodiment of not seeing the forest for the trees. And I think it's really embarrassing that it took 21 episodes of this show and 14 of this show for the word Evangelion to click in my fucking head.
And what clicked, Jarod?
That the Avas are Eve, that they're all born of part of Adam. I'm really embarrassed it took me this long.
I mean, it happens, right?
Now, I will say in my own defense, I, for the longest time, didn't know what to make of Adam. Whether or not that was like a first angel, you know. So, like, from a bird's eye view here, as somebody who's literally watching this week by week, and it was only recently locked in that Adam was the first angel. That was like etched into stone. So it only
and not the biblical Adam.
Huh?
And not the biblical Adam.
No, because I didn't. Again, I don't know how literal. I am. We're still at the point where I don't know what is metaphor and what is literal here.
No, I'm just saying. I was just calling back to that one of my favorite intros I've done for the show.
The biblical Adam. But no, so I mean, in the wash, I think it probably was only like maybe a couple episodes that it took me for that to, in my head, like Eve, Ava, ribs. I want my baby back. Anyway, okay, so Adam, Adam as a being. So they discover Adam in the Antarctic.
Mm-hmm.
What did they discover? Did they find like a gigantic fucking monster in the Arctic that they then like experimented on to basically wake up? Or did they put like mechanical Ava shit in Adam?
Well, they found Adam in the Antarctic.
They found what?
Adam.
Did you say in there dying?
In the Antarctic.
I thought you said in there dying, and
No,
I was like, oh, that's a fun little element.
That was me. The glottal stop, not saying Antarctic, right?
No, you're good. So
Antarctic.
Okay, so they find Adam in the Arctic, dormant. Do a bunch of mad science bullshit, and wake him up.
Well, yeah, he wakes up. Yeah.
They wake him up. Adam goes ape shit in the Arctic, kills everybody with Gahir. Is it?
Gahirin.
Gahirin.
Yeah.
Okay, kills everybody.
Just a precursor to Nerv.
It kills everybody with Gahirin. And so I guess one of the other things I want to iron out. So Adam's rampage when he was woken up in the Arctic did actually cause a climate disaster.
Yeah.
Okay. So and this is me just trying to like connect dots and kind of tie up loose ends for my own understanding of things. So they wake up Adam. Adam goes off the rails. His devastation in the Arctic leads to basically overnight melting that floods the planet. Millions die.
All seasons stop.
All the seasons stop. So going back to some of my earlier theories, a lot of it I was saying Nerv or Gahirin.
Just say Nerv, it's easy.
Yeah. Nerv. Originally, I was like, because they say that it was like a meteor or something hit the planet.
Yeah,
Some about the cats.
That's fine.
No.
Yeah, the official story, like they teach in the schools, is meteorite.
A meteor hits the Earth that was allegedly carrying the angels. Is how they say it.
I don't think the story has that in it.
No, I know that they're connected. I know it's like second.
Let's say they are. The Adam is in the meteorite. Yeah.
Okay, so my thing was that they were messing around trying to create the angels, and the blowback caused a climate disaster, which is not strictly speaking incorrect. But it is more.
No, it's not far off.
No, so they found an angel that already fully existed and was here. Woke it up, causes a catastrophe. Cool. I think I'm going to take that as another Jarod W, folks.
What's the W for?
That I was right about the beginning of the angel issue being something caused by Nerv. And that this wasn't just a tragedy that happened to happen. Nerv did it. Nerv did the angels.
Well, I'm not sure if it's technically Nerv or if it's Seeley.
Okay, I think was not made aware of Seeley until like the last
I know.
2-3 weeks. So
we have to control the flow of W's on this channel.
As the
trickle down W's, like you can't get a lot.
No, it's not trickle down W's. It's W'ism. Okay, it's we all get W's except for you, but
I've got plenty of dubs.
We're taxing you for the dubs. I listen. The W's I get for predicting this show are what I extract for the cost of my labor.
Define labor.
Watching this show. Mitch, when this channel gets monetized and this show is raking in the AdSense money, you can keep every red cent. All I want are the W's of calling it.
That's fine with me, sure.
And what I just said is not legally binding.
It's on the internet forever. I'm sorry.
No, I have a really good lawyer.
Do you?
Yeah. Falborshino.
He can't read. No. I was going for the Matt Murdock angle. Like,
So,
no, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Okay. So I was right, motherfucker. Okay. Anyway.
You have missed one thing.
What?
About what they say in the start of this.
What was that?
What the actual experiment is.
That was my next question because I could not make it out. I could not make it out, and the subtitles weren't clear.
Right. I say I'll shut up. You speak. I'll answer. That's how.
No, just that I couldn't understand. I just could not make out what they were saying, and the subtitles weren't.
It's the same.
Through context clues, I was like, they're experimenting on atoms.
Yeah, they're using like human DNA and seeing how like it reacts.
Okay, that's okay. That was kind of the vibe I was getting, but I was also like, I can't tell if this is like harkening back to like the Avas have a lot of human DNA, and again, whether or not like the Avas in humanity or the angels, I guess, are like on the same evolutionary chart, and that
That's
because
fair.
it's Adam and it's the first man that we all have its DNA, and again, we're going back to how. Literally, the biblical Adam is this glowing monstrosity, right? And that was another. That was part.
Which you said so. You said it just right there. You technically this answers another question you had from the very beginning, because you went off on one about how they act like light particles. Adam's like a being of light. He's a glowy boy.
I guess you're right. That is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
You've had that one written down for a long time. Like, don't worry. We need to make sure Jarod catches this so he's not freaking out.
There are some bits I'm like, oh, come on, Jarod. Pick up on it, please. You see literally this glowing Adam in the trailer. Oh, not the trailer, the intro, every episode.
Do I?
It's like half of a frame less than the text Adam frame.
See, there are sometimes so many effects that I never took it at face value.
There's too many. There's way too many in there.
No, I was saying there's like too many effects in the intro that I don't think I subconsciously took a glowing being at face value.
Granted, it just looks like Unit 1, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah. So, okay. Adam goes berserk, causes this calamity in the Arctic.
Second
impact happens. Hashtag Nerv did second impact.
Sile. Or Zile, as some people like to call it.
Hashtag Sile and also Nerv did second impact. Okay. This episode is so overwhelming. It's somehow more overwhelming to try to talk about than it is even watching it. One of my favorite little flourishes this show has done was that like confidential information warning.
Yeah.
To the footage. So good. Okay, this is bringing me to another question that is going to kind of span the whole episode, and then we'll get back to sequential stuff. What is Kaji's endgame? I find myself what was Kaji's endgame.
R.I.P.
I find myself somehow even more confused now.
Yeah, but why?
Because it seemed like he was working for one agency under deep cover as a Nerv asset and was actively spying on Nerv, but actively helped Nerv to obtain that part of Adam's body. So that Nerv could experiment on it. And Kaji was instrumental in the kidnapping of Commander Ricari's right-hand man. He made that happen. but then he broke him out because
he was getting set up.
Who was getting set up?
Kaji.
Kaji was set up. In what way?
Well, he was getting too close to finding out shit, wasn't he? So,
but wasn't the whole point for him to find out?
The whole point of Kaji is, I'm trying to remember which one he works for exactly. I'm pretty certain, if I remember rightly, Kaji is working with Seeley the entire time, but acting like he's working for Gendo, but going back to Seeley. So he's a double or a triple at that point. I can't remember.
I guess my question is, why would he be... Why is it so bad for him to... Like, obviously he giving Gendo fucking Adam is terrible. You know,
That's bad idea.
It's giving Thanos an Infinity Stone, right?
Or a sample of Adam.
Yeah, or a sample of Adam. So I guess my thing is like, if the whole point is he's under deep cover, he would not only get his cover blown, but probably compromise this like investigation by Seeley into Nerv by not cooperating. So Kaji kind of like breaking out what's his face because like they're getting too close and they're going to find out that I gave you that part of Adam. It's like, well, yeah, wasn't that the point? Was to that just got a little convoluted and like really confused me.
It's trying to, yeah, the Kaji stuff does try and do a bit much, in fairness. So, he's a double agent, but no, he's not a triple agent. That's a triple agent. He's just, yeah. Also,
do we know who shot and killed him? Like what side of this conflict?
It's just a random guy. I don't know which side.
Are we meant to know eventually?
I'm pretty certain it's Seeley that kills him. I don't think it's Gendo or Nerv.
Okay.
I might have got that back to front, but I'm pretty... So obviously, it's one of the two.
Yeah, one of the big agencies went, you've done too much on either side, and now you need to pay for it.
Yeah.
And you're a loose end, and you know too much. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it just got really convoluted, and like it resonated. Like Kaji going into this knowing that it would kill him resonated with me.
Yeah,
but like, I'm still murky on his motivation, or not necessarily his motivation, but his end game. Like, is the objective for Seeley to stop Nerv from doing what it's doing?
No, I think Kaji at this point is acting the whole getting that information thing. I think is just pretty like independently. He's trying to work for both sides, but trying to go around everyone at the same time. So obviously he's not supposed to know what either one's doing, but yeah, he knows something's going down. I
guess, and I'm sorry, I'm like really splitting hairs here because like because like the details in these kinds of like conspiracy thriller type elements are like important to the big picture, is like why people are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So like, what is Kaji's goal at the end of the day? To subvert Gendo from doing whatever he's doing, like clearly trying to bring about a third impact?
Pretty much.
And he's playing both sides against the middle, because like his enemy is not Nerv, nor is it Seeley. His enemy is Gendo Ikari.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
overly complicated.
Just looking it up, he is a triple agent. So there goes.
Yeah, that final breakout where he's like getting too close to me finding out they gave him Adam. I was like, like it literally made my head hurt, because I'm like, there's so much going on right now that
I've always found triple agents is a step too far.
Yeah,
because then you just just trying to keep track of all the dots and how and why and where they're leading up to. It's like, no, it's one step too far. Like, I get why you want to do it right, but at the same time, it's like, no.
But yeah, so okay. And the other thing was the verbiage Seeley was using while interrogating Professor What's His Nuts,
Fuyusuki.
So they are referring to Adam as a god. Is that a capital G?
I mean, to them, I guess.
Okay.
I guess to them,
they're just saying like this being is so powerful it might as well be.
I mean, let's be honest, right? Like, yeah. You know, if something like this happened to us, you know full damn well, it'll be, oh look, it is God, big G. There would never be any little G. Little G exists in Marvel, and that's about it. No.
Well, that was my question. Like, are we calling this a god because this is is this a power level? Are we using this colloquially? Or are we saying, like, they have a knowledge of a cosmology that the layman does not? That makes the existence of Adam more dangerous. Because, again, for me, this is all coming back to how literally is this Adam? How literally are we talking about the...
I think it's safe to say it's not literally Adam.
Okay. Cool.
Unless the Bible has Adam come down from a meteorite space and is a silly, high, shiny white guy. Which, to be fair, angels are shiny white guys, right?
I'm gonna say I'm a silly, white, shiny white guy. But okay, cool. So, God, this episode is going to be rough for everybody home, and I apologize. This is just so much. This is too much, if I'm being very honest.
Aren't you glad it's not part of a two-parter?
Let alone a fucking three-parter.
Oh, you're not ready. There is no three-parter, so you're fine.
There is no baby?
Yeah.
So, also, that Ikari twist was really cool. That it was UA. I was not anticipating that.
What?
That when they're all at dinner, it's like, there's a student, they're named Akari. They'd like to speak.
Oh, yeah, it's Yui, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's really cool. And then it's like, hi, I'm Yui Akari. I'm like, yo! Like, that was really fun. That was really fun.
Yui actually has a character and a voice. He's not just a narrative device for everyone.
I love the narration where it's like, a very unagreeable, rough man. And I was like, oh, good. I'm glad even the story thinks Gendo fucking sucks. Like, there's not a single person who meets this guy and goes, ain't he swell?
Gendo does nothing wrong.
What?
Gendo does nothing wrong.
What? What did you just say?
You know exactly what I just said. Play the clip. I know you're looking for it. I know you're hovering over it. Play the clip. I don't. I can't. I haven't. I have no. I was looking and I was like, I don't have anything for this. I don't. I wish I had like an anti this motherfucker don't miss. Like, I don't have the opposite of that. Okay. So that was really cool. What? I said I just say shit. No.
I thought you said play sensational, and I was like, you do not get a sensational for saying Gendo did nothing wrong.
I mean, for the reaction alone, I think I should, but that's just me.
But yeah, so I had in here, Gendo looks rough. Glad Professor Guy was able to figure out that it was a cover-up. And then we get to another big one that threw me for a loop. So Geofront predates any of this Impact bullshit.
Does it? What year was it in?
They say in the dialogue, Gendo says to Professor Guy, we found this.
Oh, yeah.
It was underground, just like the chamber that we found Adam in.
See, I was testing you. No.
So I'm about to say a sentence that we are all going to deeply regret.
I have no regrets in my life. If you can make it the first, then that's fantastic.
So is this like Assassin's Creed?
Oh, I retract the fantastic part. Define Assassin's Creed.
Is this?
I haven't played that game since Black Flag.
Is this like the precursor people?
Precursor people.
Like the weird aliens that predate humanity that the Bible is loosely based on in that universe too?
Maybe.
With like gardens of Eden and apples of Eden and shit?
Maybe.
Is that what's going on here?
Maybe.
That like there was a whole thriving angel society that walked the earth before man ever did?
Maybe. I don't know. Watch the show and find out.
Right,
you haven't got long to find out. You got what? 5 episodes?
Okay, so is this a you will get an answer?
You will get an answer, yes.
Cool. Yeah, that threw me for a loop. And then I have in here in my notes, Eve, born of his rib, motherfucker. The exact moment it finally clicked for me, the name. So, okay, another like literal, figurative metaphor, whatever. This is too much. So they're talking about a potential third impact.
Yes.
And how Rohim or whatever the fuck and Sile are doing everything in their power to circumvent a third impact.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yui Akari mentions breaking a seal. Are we talking again where like, because you still have never given me a straight up answer on the Dead Sea Scrolls. If that is a code name, a metaphor, or if it is literally the biblical Dead Sea Scrolls that have foretold prophecy, or if it is we are just going to base all of our code name lingo around the Christian Bible and use that as a jumping off point for everything we name, which is fine. It's just gotten to the point where like there's a spear of fucking destiny.
Longinus.
You know, and again, I can't I like, and that's the thing I keep coming back to here is that I'm like, I can't tell if the people in the universe are naming this shit or if the Bible is secretly like batshit crazy science fiction, right?
I mean, the second part's right, regardless of the show.
Sure. I don't mean this in an offensive way. I would argue fantasy.
I mean, sure.
There's
sure.
No, we're having a weird chicken egg conversation here about, you know, is the Bible informed by like literary tradition of fantasy writing back all
Shall
the way
we meet in the middle and say it's science fantasy?
Shall we meet in the middle and say that the Bible is Star Wars? You got it.
No.
Science fantasy. That's what Star Wars is.
I know it is.
But
and every time I say it to someone, they're like, no, it's sci-fi. It's like, Space wizards. Fantasy.
It's hard to call something science fiction when there is an active magic system that like defines the plot. But okay, so Geofront there from the time of the angels. I am submitting a new theory late in the game, kids. All right, here we go. Mind
glasses off. Glasses off. Wow.
The second impact name is accidentally accurate because when the angels arrived on Earth, They are what eradicated the dinosaurs, i.e., the first impact, the one that was with that first apocalyptic event. So the angels killed the dinosaurs. The angels killed the dinosaurs, and they were the next crop of beings that walked the earth and got the ball rolling for humanity to exist.
Interesting.
Locking it in.
Confidence. I like it. I like to see it.
I'm just putting it on the record. I mean, there's a couple times that I've been like, wouldn't this be interesting? Like Rey is a clone, which we're getting to. But there are some that I'm like, I will stand by this and defend this, but I'm not this is going to define our coverage of the show is how close am I with this hypothesis. Like Nerv / Sele, whatever, all of these organizations are it's just this Russian nesting doll of fucking secret government spook operation, whatever. But they did the second impact. They made the angels happen. I had that in there almost from the jump. And that is something I'd be locked in, got it right. So I'm locking in the second impact name was given to them because they know that the first impact that brought the angels here is the actual first impact.
Interesting.
They killed the dinosaurs. And why they know that everywhere the angels go, it is an extinction level event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ritsuko's mom?
Yeah. Dr. Akagi?
Dr. Akagi?
That old
I was unfamiliar with your game.
The old hag.
I was oh, I'm into Dr. Hikagi. She's cool. I like her vibe. She's easy to look at for a cartoon. Whatever. And then they were like,
for a cartoon. Wow, the prejudice.
I'm sorry. 2D lines are going to make me act up like you motherfuckers. That's why I'm not born.
You're a D-Gen, Jarod.
No, I'm not.
You are. You even said last week you're cruising in a D-Gen.
I'm cruising. It doesn't mean I am.
If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck.
Aflac. You don't have those commercials.
Let's say, what's Ben got to do with it?
You don't have that.
He's going through a tough time. Leave that man alone.
Okay, are you familiar with Aflac Insurance?
No.
In the UK?
No.
It's an insurance company in the States. Its mascot was a duck. And the whole joke was if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's Aflac. And it was this little duck voiced by Gilbert Gottfried.
Classic.
It was a whole thing. You can look it up. Almost everybody who's watching the show, I'm pretty sure, is in the States. So that made you guys laugh, I hope. Yeah, so I was super into Dr. Akage, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then she killed Shinji's mom. Here's my thing.
I told you Ganda did nothing wrong.
He is not exonerated at all.
No, he is. I'd like everyone to know that actually hurt my shoulder doing that. So.
I would like everybody to know that because I took off my glasses and I was looking directly into the camera, I did not see what happened.
I just copied you.
Okay. So they go to do an experiment on. It was Unit 0, right?
Yes.
They go to do an experiment on Unit 0. There is a unspecified freak accident that I assume blew up Yui Ikari.
You can assume that, yeah.
Okay, she
It's a
gets
safe
blown
bet.
up because, like, Gendo says, like, you know, she's not even buried here, so I'm assuming no body, like, she gets vaporized. Is what I'm assuming.
The show says she's like she doesn't exist, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she's killed in the blast. You know what? Maybe too much conspiracy for Jarod. Maybe too much.
Nom, nom, nom.
Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. I'm going to go into the kitchen and get some tinfoil. You can't convince me that Commander Ikari and Ritsuko's mom didn't set her up.
Really? That's your takeaway from all that?
Yeah.
Wow.
At the very least, there was a meh that they did, that they were at best. They were criminally negligent. At best, they were criminally negligent. But I'm sorry, Mitch.
Apology accepted. No.
I'm sorry. No. This is rhetorical, Mitch. But you cannot present me with a situation where you have a low-down, low-life, scumfuck rat bastard like Gendo Ikari having an affair, cheating on his wife, fucking on his coworker.
Who says he was having an affair?
They fucking start making out.
Do they?
Yeah.
Did you watch the episode? Did you take? No. Carry on. I want to hear where you're going with it. Fucking
Ritsuko watches it happen.
Okay, go on with it. Carry on with it.
She leans in. I can't tell.
Keep going.
Oh, I'm getting okay, hold up. Let me cook. Stop laughing, motherfucker. I can't think. Okay, so she's like, because Ritsuko's mom was like talking all kinds of sick shit about it. She's like, and it killed her, and it was awesome. So she's like pro Yui dying.
Yes.
And
I'm pro. I think pro might be a strong word.
Okay. If a bitch blows up,
she's indifferent.
If a bitch blows up, and your first reaction is, "Oh, nice," you wanted that motherfucker dead.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
I don't see any jury on the planet disagreeing with this. And Gendo Ikari is on trial right now.
Is he?
They both are.
Gendo ain't done nothing.
Like I said, at the very least, they are criminally negligent. But the way that Ritsuko's mom gets so immediately like, you're still dead, she's dead, you let her go. And that it, like, to me, looked like she went in for a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And they were kissing.
Mm-hmm.
And she got...
Was.
Huh?
I said someone was.
Okay. Maybe I'm being uncharitable to Gendo. Maybe.
I think you are.
Okay. Are you telling me that Ritsuko's mom was just like really weirdly obsessed with Gendo, and that was
exactly
one-sided?
what I'm telling you? Yeah.
Okay, so that was all one-sided.
Yeah. Did you not get that from the old hag?
Have you heard the way he talks about his kid?
Yeah, it's just Shinji.
No, I'm sorry. No, I would not put it past Gendo to have his side piece inside of his secret, like, deep state shadow government job that he's also saying heinous shit about behind her back. Gendo Ikari, much like Corn Pop, is a bad dude.
Not when it comes to Yui. No.
Okay. Well, Gendo Ikari, I was not familiar with your game.
I'm clipping it, keeping it forever.
Have fun.
Gonna hang that in the Louvre.
Because I got the vibe that he was that he was fucking what's her face.
I mean, afterwards, sure. Not before.
Okay. I'll allow that. Because the vibe I got was that was already a thing with like established emotions that he was supposed to be over this by now. That was the vibe I was getting.
That's fair. Well, it's not fair because it's not what the show gives out, but yeah, that's cool.
That was my vibe.
Because that's why they then show you they cut back to the two of them kissing, and he's just like staring into nothing. Like this thing is entirely one-sided. One is being used. They're both using each other, but one's doing it in a slightly different way.
Okay. All right. All right.
And then that's why you see Gendo with the like he's finally got the glasses on. He's sitting at the desk like that. No. Man is not happy. Yui's gone.
No, clearly. Sorry, man. Maybe not bringing
Gendo done nothing wrong.
I don't know. Like, listen, I cannot say that if the love of my life died tragically that I would not lose my mind. I don't think Taylor would want me to try to bring about the end times.
Go ask her right now. Put her on speakerphone. I need to know.
Hey, can you poke your head in the studio real quick?
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Love you.
I like to imagine the fear setting of what the fuck does this kid want? All right. My God, what does he want?
Hey, honey, you're live on Pro and Noob right now.
Okay.
Hypothetically speaking.
No, not hypothetical. Actual. No.
Okay. Let's say, for the sake of argument,
Yeah.
that you were tragically vaporized in what can be
Am I dead?
charitably, yes,
Oh.
charitably described as performing mad science on a godlike being.
Okay.
Would your expectation of how I handle myself afterward be that you hope I help use said beings of near biblical power to bring about the end times?
What was I trying to do?
Helping do experiments on said beings, or a clone
Like,
of
what
one
was
of
my
those
goal?
beings.
What was my end goal? Was I trying to destroy the world?
No, you were actively trying to use these beings to prevent the end times.
Okie dokie. And now you're gonna end the world?
Would you want me to be
Well,
so
because I got
heartbroken
vaporized.
that I lose my mind so hard that I want to bring about the end times with said divine beings?
So I have two answers for your question.
Okay.
Okay. One is the real answer
Okay.
because I'm dead, so I don't care. Okay.
There we go. That's
Now,
one.
the second answer is
Yeah.
if my death, because of my work in this scenario, was overlooked in favor of the project, like they were like, all right, yeah, she might have gotten vaporized, but like we're gonna keep this moving for our end goals, then yeah, I'd be pretty down.
Okay.
I'd be okay if you ended the world. I mean, I
there we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, Mitch! Don't pretend that's a fucking yes.
I gotta know.
Stop.
It's not a no.
Jarod, you're used to it by now. Accept the L.
Fuck
Wear it
you.
with pride.
You said
Wear it with
Jared
pride.
used to it, accept the L.
Trivia loser. Anyway,
You got him good.
Thank you, Taylor.
it's not.
I appreciate it.
Like I would be like, no, don't destroy the world, Jared. It'd be more like well, fuck them, right? Fuck them.
That's not the answer you wanted, is it,
They're
Jarod?
not gonna like necessarily mourn me or like stop the project or like continue the project without my vision, because apparently I'm like a creative head here. I feel like I don't know, but
Pretty integral.
So if they're gonna just be like, well, fucker, let's
Making sure the
I
hand
realized,
motions
I
are on
realized my
screen.
hands weren't in the picture. So yeah, I think if they were like, fuck her, we're gonna do what we want, and it might be detrimental. I mean, I just got blown up, so like I would assume it's detrimental.
Oh, blown up is
Vaporized. I got vaporized.
yeah. I would say blown up is like almost like euphemism at this point.
Yeah. So I got vaporized, but yeah, you can destroy the world. I'd be down if they didn't respect my vision. Like if I was the creative head behind this, and then they don't respect my vision because I got vaporized, and now they were like, well, we're gonna create full scale war or something. Yeah, destroy the world.
Okay, so how would you feel if I was so heartbroken over it, I low-key hijacked the project because I am so upset that I want to end the world over it?
Then I would wait for you to die to kill you again.
First answers only, I'm sorry. No.
Sensational. And that's his word.
No, you twisted. You put another thing in there. That's not the deal.
Jacking the project, and now you're going against. Like, if you're just fucking it up, then
The whole point was to prevent the end times. So I am so heartbroken that I hijacked the project to become a full-scale accelerationist to end the fucking world.
yeah.
To literally, like, when I say the end times, like, I am not being hyperbolic. I mean, like, the biblical fucking end times.
Yeah, I would
Like, breaking seals to bring about the end of the world.
When you say end times, where are you getting that from?
What do you mean? What am I getting it from? Have you
Where you
been
getting it
watching
from?
the show, Mitch?
I've watched it like 8 times.
I know. It was really fantastic. Okay.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye, Taylor. Thank you.
Being sarcastic. All right, I'm gonna leave.
I feel like that was a dub for me. You
Of course, you think it was a dub for you.
That was in my favor entirely until you twisted it at the end.
I didn't twist it at the end. I gave her additional context.
You twisted it at the end. No. You Gendo Dakari your way all the way through that. Can't tell me I'm wrong, though, can you? No.
Okay, so coming back to a fucking favorite of mine. Welcome everybody back to Mitch. You can make a fun little intro for this segment.
Ooh.
What the fuck is going on with Ray Ayanami? That bitch is a clone. I was right.
Are you?
I think so.
This episode doesn't say Ray is a clone.
No, but Ritsuko's mom, the way she zeroes in on, she's just like you.
Yeah.
And Gendo's all weird and obsessed with her. I am locking it in, clone.
That's fair.
I'm locking it in. Also, freaked out when she tried to kill Ray. And
It's a scene. It's a moment that happens in this show.
So does Ritsuko say during the Magi episode that her mother killed herself? Or just that she has since passed away?
Pass, I can't remember. No.
Okay.
I think she says she's dead. Or the implication is that she's no longer here. Because she talks about how she left all the notes behind and all this or that. And there's like the fuck Ikari written on the pipes and everything. I think the implication you get from the episode that she is dead. I can't remember.
Okay. Because she jumped, right?
She jumps, yeah.
I'll put a content warning for that in the description. I wasn't even trying to be glib. I was like, oh, we just kind of like full gear into that topic without a warning. But no, okay. That's what I thought. Because for a moment, whenever we first hit the frame of like the chalk outline and like the blood, like my eyes and my mind weren't fully able to like process the depth.
Yeah.
So it kind of looked like the blood splatter kind of looked more homicide-y. And then like my eye focused more, and then I could tell that like that she basically jumped from that like platform.
She's gone from the top and down.
That she jumped, hit the thing, and then hit the ground.
Yeah.
Which grisly,
ouch,
grisly way to go out. My God.
What's worse, that or being suffocated by a fully grown woman?
Yeah, I mean, all of it's going to be. But okay, so is this what Ray blames herself for? That she's so like weird about?
Possibly.
Because I know Ray has that thing. She's like, oh, like what I've done, blah blah blah. This, like I do this to make up for what I did.
Possibly.
Does she blame herself that like her saying that made her snap, and then she went?
I think it's a safe assumption. Yeah,
child, because I'm so obsessed with this guy, and then because of that, I punish my
Which puts a dent in your clone theory, right?
No.
Well, why not?
Why would it?
Well, because if she was a clone, then we've just had this small child strangled. No.
What?
No.
What?
Well, if Ray's a clone, you've just watched baby Ray get strangled. And the implication is she's dead. But if she is a clone, current Ray, if she is a clone, then why would she know about what happened? Why would she feel bad about that? Because that's not her.
I didn't think Ray died. I assumed that Ray was that she stopped before she had killed Ray. And then was like, oh my God. Or maybe she thought she killed Ray. But, Ray got up and, I think there's lots of answers there. Hell, Mitch, let's get weird with it. We just I saw the intro for the last episode. Let's talk about magic Ava juice again, Mitch. After all of the insane shit that this show has just gone yada, yada, yada magic. Yada, yada, yada extraplanar beings. With the amount of yada, yada, yada this show has done, I think they can find a way to come up with a reason why a clone shares memories with a previous iteration of themselves.
Fair enough.
And again, I'm not necessarily saying that Ray is definitely a clone of Yue. I'm just saying this is not a natural birth. This is not a natural existing person who came out of a womb.
Well, they are two different things.
What?
Well, you're saying you're not necessarily saying she's a clone. She just hasn't had a natural birth.
No,
they are two very different things. Right.
Sure, I am saying that we are not looking. I am saying I am introducing the supposition that Ray Ayanami might be a clone of Yue Ikari.
Yue Ikari.
I am saying maybe she's a clone, and that's the reason behind Gendo's obsession with her. I also am of the opinion of whether that the why and the how is less important than the what to me. And to me, the what that I think also goes hand in hand with the very concept of the Human Instrumentality Project.
It's the first time you said it right. Congratulations.
Is
it's a proud moment. That's
the idea that Rey is not a natural born human being. I think it lends itself towards the themes of playing God and of the themes of creation, the themes of fatherhood. I think it lends extra credibility as to why Rey is so much more important to Gendo than Shinji. Is that is a being he created. There was no collaboration in the creation of Rey Ayanami. In his eyes, he made her.
That's
fair. Point blank. I do not think she is a natural birth. I think Yue's presence within her is a factor. And again, human DNA, human will is a thing that we can apparently inject into creatures.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's incredibly off base.
No, that's fair. I was just trying to get the minutiae of the two.
No, I appreciate minutiae. You know that.
I know.
I'm a horny dog for minutiae.
That's getting clipped.
Good.
And edited.
Good. Love that for me. But and then we get the part that the rest of this stuff we kind of already discussed. The unclear nature of Kaji's mission, and then Kaji being killed. The voicemail scene was an absolute gut punch of a moment. And super heartbreaking. I don't want to sound glib, I think that, and I don't know, maybe it's because I like comic books too much that big decisions not sticking for forever has never been something that bothers me. Like let's go back to all of the insane hypotheticals we were just throwing at Taylor. If all of those horrible things happened and I lost her and she got vaporized, and she came back, that doesn't undo how it felt in the moment for me.
No.
And I don't know. And this is very much a me thing. And it goes towards my whole, I bump up against using the word critic to describe what I do anymore. Just because there's a lot of weird connotations to that word. And a phenomena that I've never identified with is the concept of being made to care about a character.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand why some people are like, you didn't make me care enough for whatever happened to happen and it matter. That has rarely ever been an issue for me. And when something crazy in a narrative happens to a character and they die or they're hurt physically or emotionally, or there's a huge plot twist that completely changes who they are and how they move through the world, whatever that manifests as inside of a piece of fiction, if the narrative didn't grip me enough, I probably won't take it super seriously. And I'll be like, oh, well, I guess that happened. This happened for reasons.
Fair. Yeah.
But I've never understood the verbiage of didn't make me care about this character. You know what I mean? And that kind of goes hand in hand with it. The bigger point I'm trying to get to here is that I am normally not the type of person who's like, not enough lasting stuff happened in this show yet. Because I love the narrative it's been telling. I truly I know we get lost in the sauce of me yelling at you for driving me crazy for watching this show, and the kind of playful rivalry we have as I'm trying to figure out what's happening. Kind of removing the kayfabe of all of that for a moment. This show is fucking remarkable. And is beautiful, and I'm so excited to see how it sticks the landing. And as I've said before, I am excited to watch it back through again now that once I know what is actually happening within it.
That is a trip I recommend you give it a little bit. Don't do that straight away, I beg you.
For
your own sake, don't do that.
You can't do that to me. But
you don't know how happy that just made me, though. Just like,
but truly, and I mean that.
I've never missed with people in this show. I have 100% streak.
But I say all of that to say, with how high the stakes are presented.
Is this all leading to a fuck Kaji moment?
No, it's not leading to a fuck Kaji moment necessarily. It's leading towards I'm glad Kaji died, but not for the reasons you think I'm about to say.
Is it because it pushes Misato forward?
It pushes her into a new place in the narrative. And I think that with, again, how high the stakes have been presented to be in this show. Like, the stakes of this are maintaining life as we know it or an apocalyptic threat. Be the threat the angels as they are presented to the world at large, or the threat being Gendo making his like big final play for whatever insane power grab he's attempting. Be it either of those things, we are looking down the barrel of extinction.
Put that on the poster.
However, aside from a few hospital visits and some very tactful and masterful explorations of trauma, everybody's doing pretty okay.
Oh, is everyone doing okay? Is everyone doing okay?
All things considered, yes. The fact that out of the core cast of characters, we have not lost one until tonight.
No, it's true. Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at. And again, I'm not saying that you have to kill people off to set the stakes.
No. I
but like, we are this deep into like the secrets and the intrigue and the supernatural and the scientific like expansion of what is possible within this show, that like the stakes have somehow gotten way higher than I thought this show could get. You know, like 10 episodes of this show ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of batshit crazy that we did not catch a body until now.
Mm-hmm.
So I loved the choice to kill off Kaji. And I think his death represents so much about the life he lived and what he represented in the show. You know, because Kaji walks this path of being like a soul renegade surrounded by people who find profound meaning in being told what to do and what to believe. And we've seen that renegade nature start to rub off onto Misato. So once that starts to rub off onto her and she's starting to find her path and she's starting to realize that things are not as they seem and that she owes it to herself to know the truth. I think is beautiful. And that again, Kaji kind of walks this path of like mystery and uncertainty and embracing the fact that there is liberation in uncertainty. It's just, you have to accept the give and take, you know? And I think that's really beautiful. And I think that there not being, at least as of now, a concrete answer as to which body of certainty took his life. He died giving us a question for forever.
Yeah.
As the audience. And I think that's brilliant. And super stuck the landing with his character, in my opinion. So I am not saying I'm glad Kaji's dead because he's a fuckboy and a weirdo and, you know, the most terrifying thing you can be on this planet, and that is an incel who fucks.
Kaji's not an incel. There's nothing celibate about that man.
I know, but there's like you can
nothing.
be an incel. You could be an incel and get ass, man.
I mean, fundamentally, no. Get your own, but you ain't getting anyone else.
No, I mean, like, you know, you could talk that talk and still be a weirdo. Like, unfortunately, incel is just too good of a catch-all word. It's like content, you know. It's like
I'll say incel has slightly ruined a couple of characters in this show, and that's one way of putting it.
But
or describing Kaji, just like, oh no.
All of that to say, I'm not glad he died because I dislike him. I think his death was a very, very, very powerful narrative beat. And the final moment it gives Shinji.
I love that final moment.
It haunted me because Shinji's like, I had to do my best to hide from her because there was nothing I could do. I was only a child.
I am only a child.
He says I was.
Oh, does he? I thought he says I am. No.
He says I was only a child. He says it all in the past tense.
I could have sworn he says it in present.
Which to me is the most haunting part about it. Because it feels like the first time Shinji is like telling the story.
Yeah.
And is not the person the story is being told at or about. He's telling the story now. And like that just felt like that was such an abrupt, in a good way, tone shift for him that I really liked.
I think it works either way, but I don't remember him saying was. Might be me.
But yeah.
Either way, it still works. Yeah.
It was a good episode. It was a really good episode. It was a lot. But
I told you. You said you saw the beginning of the next one. You said earlier about seeing the beginning of the next one.
No,
episode. Didn't you? Okay, that's cool. Cool. Before we end it, do you remember which episode I told you get all the answers?
25th night of September was changing the minds of pretenders.
No.
Chasing the clouds away.
Oh, I could have timed that really well, but I didn't. Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's okay. The same way you could have timed it well for this episode to air on August 15th. If you had done one more twofer, we could have done it.
You could have, yeah. I couldn't give this episode a split focus.
That's true.
Couldn't do it. No.
I'm saying if you did like a two for like a different week,
yeah, that's true.
Is what I No, this one did deserve all the attention. But
I honestly don't know what else I put together though. That's the hard.
Because you said it was this episode that I had to wait for, right? This week or next week? Huh?
No, it's not.
What is it?
And you can find that out for yourself because we are gonna finish this week.
What?
What?
What are we finishing this week?
This episode.
Oh,
I assume you're done.
Yeah, I thought you were setting up more. I thought you were getting ready to say something else.
Oh, no. Okay. I just wasn't going to remind you of what episode I told you get all the answers in. But... And you've forgotten again, so that's all good. That's all good with me. Well, the plan worked.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Go follow Jarod on the Nerd Academy. Like, comment, subscribe on here. Go watch my Final Fantasy 14 Sprout Talk video. Oh, also, this week, assuming nothing changes it again, it will have already happened by the time you guys are seeing this, but go over to the Automatic Systems YouTube channel. If you've seen the first two seasons of I's Bastards, we are doing our live stream talk back on Tuesday. On Tuesday? Yeah. Isn't that when you wanted the thing for? Or did you want that before season 3? No, that's just before season 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just doing a little like we're just doing like we're just doing like our little like discussion thing going like before season 3 happens. Yeah. That's fine. That's all cool. Good. Heart attack averted. But yeah, so we'll catch you all next week for 22, episode 15. Have a nice
Fuck.
Hey guys, thanks for watching or listening, whatever flavor you prefer. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the good stuff so you don't miss an episode. And of course, leave a comment, tell us what you thought about this episode of Neon Genesis. If you watched it before or you haven't, I generally love to hear what people think about this show. If you're following along with us, that's great. If not, and you watched it before, tell us what you think about this one specific episode in particular, because we are trying to keep Jarod spoiler free as much as possible. And yeah, any help is greatly appreciated for this little channel project we're working on here, trying to build this up. And of course we can't do that without you guys, so yeah, any help is greatly appreciated, and we'll catch you all for the next one, so take care.